Greetings everyone, Eric here, and welcome back to another product review. Been a little while, so yeah. Today's review is actually on something audio related, which I've only done a couple of. Yeah, it's on a product that I recently got and have been kind of messing around with. It is the Behringer U-Phoria UMC204HD audio interface. Yeah, so I've upgraded my audio interface, and this is the one that I decided to go with. It's a very affordable audio interface, and it's a two mic preamp type of interface. So you can mic up either two microphones or even two instruments, because as I'll explain in a second, it's got some kind of a cool way of doing its mic inputs. But yeah, it's a really good one. You can say I can throw this box around pretty easily because there's nothing in here because, well, I'm using it. So I'll be showing the box, talking about the things that are on the product, and then I'll be showing you footage of me just kind of with the camera showing you things. Because I can't hold it in my hand right now because it's being used. So yeah. It's a USB audio interface, which means it'll take anything it's receiving and it sends it out through a USB cable to your computer. And that's also where it's getting its power, so you don't need a separate power cable or anything. It gets its power directly from your computer, which is awesome. And it's a solid device. Like, it is a really nice little device. It comes with, like I said, the two inputs, which is really good, two mic inputs. I wanted to upgrade from what I had, which only had one, and the one I had didn't really have the best preamp section, if it even had one. This has preamp section, which basically means your microphone goes into it, or your instrument, and it processes the sound much better. It gives you a much cleaner tone. Recording the audio into it through my microphone, which I will be doing a review of that microphone. It's a new one. But yeah, let me just go over some of the specs real quick just so you can know what you're getting. So yeah, like I said, it has two microphone inputs. Now this records at 192 kilohertz, and it's 24-bit, which is really good. That's nice high quality. It has the two microphone inputs, which are dual inputs, meaning it is a microphone XLR input, as well as an instrument input, which is that little hole in the center. That allows you to plug in a quarter-inch jack, which is usually some type of instrument jack, like a guitar, you know, that kind of thing. So if you have a guitar, or if you've seen a guitar, the cable that they plug in through, you can literally plug your guitar directly into this and record a direct signal to your computer, which is really good for if you're going to, you know, amp it through your computer through a plugin like Bias Effects or Ample or any of those things that allow you to do those kind of effects. It has two inputs, which is really awesome. They are controlled separately. You can see right next to them, you have your controls for each input. You have your gain knobs, which just kind of controls the volume that it's getting and how much is being sent. You have that little button that says line and instrument. That allows you to switch whether you're plugging in a microphone, which is the line, so you'd have the button pushed out. And if you're going to plug in an instrument, you push it in, which changes, I think, how the preamp takes the input, so it's a much cleaner signal for the instrument or versus a input from the XLR cable. That's really cool. You got two lights, which tell you whether you're clipping, which is the red one above that says clip, and then you have sig, which is signal. It's glowing green when it's hearing something, so that just lets you know that it is hearing your audio. Then you have the thing called pad. Now what this does is it's a kind of a way of turning down the audio. So let's say you're recording and it's just really loud and it's just really obnoxious, like you're turning the thing down, but you're turning it down really badly, and you're like, okay, this is getting stupid. You can hit pad, which lowers the volume right away for you, so now you can control the gain a little easier because it's already got that like 10 or so dB drop in volume, which is very helpful. And so you have two of those, one control for each input. After that, you have kind of your main system. You have your a button that changes the stereo or mono, and that's how you're hearing it. So if you have something plugged into just the first input and you're monitoring through your headphones or through monitors, if that button is set to stereo, you're only going to hear the audio of the one input through the left or the right, depending on which line 1 or line 2 through which ear. This could be good if you have two things plugged in and you want to hear them through their separate ears to get that stereo effect, if you want that. If you push it in, you're hearing mono, which is a good way of doing it if you're just recording audio for the sake of recording audio and you're only doing one input at a time. You can just leave it on mono. Mix is something a little different. I'll get to the mix in a moment. You have your monitor AB, which I'll get to in a sec because of the back of the container. You have your in and out labels, which just whether you have something things on the in and out of the plugs, which is really good. You also have a power, which just tells you whether it's being powered, and then below the power, you have plus 48 volts. Now, this is important, and we're going to go to the back and come back to the front in a moment. Let's switch to the back. So, we're going to start on the far left. You have your USB output. Next to that, you have your MIDI in and out, so you can actually send and receive MIDI input, which is really good if you have like a keyboard or a drum set or something that plugs the input. And then right in the middle here, you see the plus 48V on-off switch. This is phantom power, so if you have a microphone or something that needs phantom power, this is how it's going to get that phantom power. So that means it's powering the microphone or whatever it is. We're going to switch back to the front because that explains what that red dot is. That's literally telling you you have it turned on. Then you have, like I said, you have your mix, your main out, your monitor AB, and your phones and the jack. Now phones and that little hole, that's for your headphones. So you plug your headphones in that. It is quarter jack, but you can buy an adapter. Like let's say your headphones only have the little tinier jack. You can just buy an adapter that you can that changes it from that to 1/4 inch, so that's not really a problem. And then of course the knob controls that, your headphone volume. Monitor AB switches between whether you're listening to your headphones or if you're listening to the outputs in the back. Which also, if you have it, there's an AB in the back, we'll switch to here, which is your, kind of your RCA, I think it's called, which is the red and the white. So you use, that's left and right, basically. So that's how you send, that's your playback outputs, which send to speakers or monitors. You have your main out, left and right, which again, kind of similar thing, except these are quarter jacks, so they're different type of things, so you can send that. And then you have inserts, which is really cool. Inserts means, let's say you have a physical compression device, like one of those rack devices. You can plug your microphone into your interface and send it through that first and have it come back to your interface and to your computer, so you can compress on the way in. That is really cool. That was something I really liked, so it's something I can upgrade later. And then back to the front, you have your mix and your main out. Mix basically says, what are you hearing in your headphones or in your monitors? Are you hearing more of what's coming in from the input, or are you hearing more that's coming into the device? So your computer can send audio to the device, which comes through the USB cord, and you hear it in your ear through your headphones. So you can say which one you're hearing more of, basically. And then main out is, again, just the main out in the back. It controls the main outputs of the left and right in the back. So that's how you control that. So that's all this thing has kind of on it device-wise. And it's really, really, really nice. I haven't really used all of it. I would love to try to use the inserts, which I would love to get like some kind of compressor or something just to mess with and to kind of have fun with. But I have used the main feature of why I'm using this thing, which is for the input and the inputs. In fact, I have my computer's audio going directly to it, and I have my speakers plugged right into the device. So even when I'm just gaming or watching YouTube, it's going through it for me. So that way I don't have to unplug things all the time and switch between blah, blah, blah. It was getting annoying. So now if I put my headphones on, I put my headphones directly into this, and I just listen to the computer, or I swap out and use the speakers. So it's really cool. I really like this device. It records very cleanly. If you kind of want an example of it recording very well, me and my band, Black Bog, do have a song up. We have a song finished, which I think I talked about in my update video. I'll leave a link in the description where you can go and listen to our song. The vocals and the guitars, not the bass or the drums, just the vocals and the guitars were recorded through it. I used direct input of my guitar straight into it, and then I reamped the guitar signal with some plugins. Pretty much my vocals were just straight through the microphone into the computer, mixed. Not a lot of heavy processing. So you can kind of hear that it does give you a good clean signal. And even right now, you're hearing me speak, which is going through it. Now, obviously, the microphone has a little bit to do that, but the signal is very clean, which is the important part. So, yeah, it's really inexpensive. I can't remember the exact price. I know I only spent maybe like 70 bucks on it, I think. It's really inexpensive. And it gives you 2 inputs, which is really handy. Plus, it has the MIDI inputs on the back and the ability to put inserts in. So, it's definitely something I would say, check this thing out. I like Behringer's products. Go check them out. I'll leave a link in the description to the Amazon page where I bought it from. And I'll also leave a link in the description to Behringer's website for you to check out some of their other stuff. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it that nice little thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to continue to see my videos. And yeah, give me any suggestions of anything else you want to see. If you happen to know any products that you could recommend for me to try out. I'm going to try and get my hands on a couple more art tools here, hopefully soon, depending on how, you know, finances work out. But yeah, thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later!